Hi, you're watching Bro Squad Reviews. I'm Melanie, and today I'm going to be talking about Fruits Basket Another Volume 3. I've talked about like the first two volumes previously, and the third one just came out in October. So I wanted to talk about it. I don't have it with me at this point, so we're just going to steam on ahead. I will say that I was very pleased to find out that Hajime is on the front. So we had kind of like in relation to like the main three of Fruits Basket, you have Sawa, who's the new main character on Volume 1, Mutsuki, who's Yuki's son on Volume 2, and then Hajime, who's Kyo's son on Volume 3. So that just made me happy. Kind of looking into this volume, I was wondering, what are they going to do to kind of like tie up the story, as it is the last volume in the series. They have been foreshadowing some things very subtly, because I did not catch them going in. I was just kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but I really like the story, so I'm just going to go with it. And looking back, you can kind of see, oh, that was like a hint where they were going to kind of be like, it's not as what you seem, it's like more going on in the background, yeah. So I was just wondering how they're going to bring things full circle, and they did do that specifically with Sawa and Shiki's kind of relationship, sort of, or just kind of connection. Sawa has kind of a connection with the Somas that she did not previously know of. So that's revealed, and that's kind of like tied in, and then just kind of her family life as well. Another thing that I was wondering about for this third and final volume were how many other characters were going to be introduced. Fruits Basket has a large cast of characters, and in volumes 1 and 2 we're kind of introduced to a pretty large cast of characters ourselves as the descendants of the original cast. So I was wondering, what other ones are we going to meet that we haven't already? And then also, are there going to be any original characters that are going to have more appearances? Just as a reminder, the closest we've got to was like characters that were really young in the original series. Other than that, it's just kind of like, you don't see like their full face, like you might see the back of their head or like their outline, kind of resembling like, oh, this was a memory in the past. You know, they're not actually active characters in the story. Just to kind of respond to some of those thoughts of like what I was thinking before I read it and then after I've read it. We do get a few new characters, not very many because it's like the last volume, so we're not like too overboard with new characters. We have like our pretty much, we've introduced everyone that's important, and we're just gonna roll with it now. You do get to see, I will say, Hinata Soma, which was like Hiro's little sister, and then I think it's implied that like they also have another brother, because Hiro was the only child, and then Hinata was born, and then Hinata's like, oh, my brother's blah 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 blah. So I'm like, oh, that's fun. I was kind of wondering if like Hiro and Kisa got together, but they were also like in middle school when the original Fruits Basket took place, so they don't have any kids yet. We don't know this at this point, or at least the youngest kids we're introduced to are those like in middle/elementary school, upper elementary school, so like they might have kids, but they're not important at this point. They did bring the story full circle in the end, which was I was happy for. Like I said, there's kind of like little connections that popped up, and we're able to get resolution, we're able to get character growth. We love character growth. Sawa really grows in this. It's, if you see her from like volume 1 to volume 3, it's a pretty large like character arc, because she meets new people and comes to realize new things and gets just kind of a freedom that she can live her life. Also, I just kind of like to offer some comments on like the series as a whole, as this is the final volume. I didn't know if they're gonna do any romance with the characters, as like, because romance is not really a big thing, but it is a good chunk of like the original Fruits Basket. And so I was like, oh, is this going to be opportunity for like the shippers to ship Sawa with like the son of whoever that they thought Toro should have ended up with? Um, you know, and I did kind of wonder if there was going to be any like romance fostered between like Sawa and Riku, which was like Haru's son, for a little bit, because they're in the same class and they have some interaction at the beginning in like volume 1. But as we all know, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because it's pretty obvious. In volume 2, Sawa is introduced to Shiki, who is um, Akito's son? And Shigure's, technically. And you can kind of tell there's a little bit of something going on, but also it's like Shiki's in middle school, and like Sawa's just starting high school. And so, right now they're friends, but relationship could go somewhere. They're really cute together, I will admit. So that was fun, just kind of, you have like an unexpected pairing. And there they go. I really enjoyed the series as a whole. I'm a big Fruits Basket fan. And so Fruits Basket, another, was kind of the opportunity to like jump back into the story, the universe, and just kind of find out what happened after Fruits Basket ended. So, would recommend. I enjoyed it. It's a good book. I don't know what else you want me to say.